Ned, can I get some meaty reaction from you on Taliban press conference? I'm sure you've seen they've made a number of assurances, and the world obviously takes it with a pinch of salt. Jay Sullivan spoke to it a little bit. He also said that he wanted the team to be able to talk to Taliban. What does that exactly mean? What is the U.S. plan in terms of engagement? You know, what is the bigger strategy going forward in terms of recognizing them? And I want to squeeze in the second one while I can. Kosovo, Albania have said they'll take in SIV applicants. North Macedonia also did. Uganda did. Could you give us a few details about the plan here for these countries in terms of numbers? And what is the latest in the negotiations with Kuwait in terms of SIV applicants?
Great. There's a lot there. Let me try and remember all of that and take it
I
in
will
turn.
remind you if you need me
Okay, I'm sure
to.
you will. So when it comes to our engagement with the Taliban, we made clear yesterday that even as the situation on the ground began to change markedly over the course of the last week, we remained engaged with Taliban interlocutors in Doha. This is the channel that had been operative for some time that we use together with the international community to support the intra-Afghan dialogue. Of course, through our support for the intra-Afghan dialogue, we took part in separate discussions on a regular basis. Every time the special representative for Afghan reconciliation was in Doha, he would meet separately with representatives of the Islamic Republic, that is to say, the government of Afghanistan, and Taliban representatives. That has continued. That continued over the course of the weekend. Now, as the situation began to change, of course, so too did the focus of those talks. It became less narrowly focused on achieving a political outcome and supporting that, and it became much more focused on the safety, security of our people on the ground, of civilians on the ground, everything that we could be in a position to do to limit any violence, to limit any bloodshed in Kabul. So that is the channel in Doha. We have also said that there has been engagement with the Taliban on the ground in Kabul. This is a military-led channel. It is a channel that is tactical, that again is focused rather squarely on issues like safe passage for civilians. That is what we are working on concertedly right now. It is manifestly in our interest to have these open channels of dialogue with the Taliban. Again, as you heard from the National Security Advisor, we have received assurances, but what matters, the only thing that matters to us, are actions and not necessarily just words. We're going to be looking through we're going to be looking for the follow-through. We'll be looking for the deeds. I mentioned in the context of safe passage, a statement that the United States galvanized and released about 48 hours ago, a little less than that, regarding safe passage for civilians in Kabul. There's another notable document that I called your attention to yesterday, but is still rather noteworthy in this regard, and that's the statement that emanated from the UN Security Council. The unanimous statement of the UN Security Council calling for the immediate cessation of all hostilities and the establishment, through inclusive negotiations, of a new government, and a new government that enshrines, that protects, that upholds the basic rights of all Afghans. So this is something we continue to support, a political resolution to what we are seeing unfold. Perhaps even more importantly, this is something the international community continues to support in very tangible ways, including by speaking unanimously as the Security Council, which, as you know, is often not an easy feat. These are some of our...
This was all yesterday.
That's right.
What about the press conference today?
Which element of it?
Well, I mean, what is your reaction to it? You've heard them give a number of assurances. How are you going to form your strategy?
Well,
are you thinking about recognizing them? all of this is like, I get it, but you said very similar things, almost identical yesterday.
Again, any future relationship between the Taliban and the United States, or the Taliban and much of the international community for that matter, which is what we saw reflected by the UN Security Council, is going to be predicated on deeds. Words matter, words are important, words can be reassuring, words can signal, but what we are going to be looking for are deeds. We want to see the follow-through. If the Taliban says that they are going to respect the rights of their citizens, we will be looking for them to uphold that statement, to make good on that statement. Just as importantly, the world is going to be looking for them to make good on that statement. The United States will be watching closely, and the broader international community will be watching closely with us. Yes, Christina?
On that point, you said you have an agreement with them to let civilians